Good evening, everybody. My name is Todd Scholl. I am the lead learner at the South Carolina Education Association's Center for Educator Wellness and Learning. I want to wish everybody a happy new year. This is our first live stream, I believe, for 2023. I hope the year has started well for you. Lots of really great things that are happening. We applied for the GPS grant. We hope that we're going to hear about that from April 1st. That will help fund the work of our center moving forward for the next few years. Keep your fingers crossed. We feel really good about that. We're excited to bring you lots of great live stream events and in-person events. And you can always learn more about us at cool.us. That's CEWL.us. And there you can request in-person professional development for your public school in South Carolina or district. All you have to do is fill out the form there and get in touch with me, and we will do our best to coordinate with you to bring you some of that professional development. And of course, we're going to bring you live streams like tonight's live streams throughout 2023. Lots of great things are lined up. Just a few of those things. I just wanted to share those with you. We've got coming up on the 26th, we're going to be doing a conversation with the Charleston County Education Association. We have 7 members of their local association that will be on. That's next Thursday from 7 to 8 o'clock. And then we've got Lauren Gergash, who's going to be with us next Tuesday, the 24th, from 7 to 8 o'clock. And she's written a really great book and leads the whole teacher movement. So we hope that you'll join us for that. Today, the full Senate Education Committee met to discuss a bill, it's S39. They call it the Education Scholarship Trust Fund, and it's really a private school voucher scheme using public tax dollars. Today's meeting took place without any public input, but the committee voted to advance the bill to the full Senate anyway. We're at the SCEA asking you to reach out to your senator and tell them to vote no on S39 to allow the public to be heard on any voucher bills considered this legislative session. We want to encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to go to the scea.org/S39, fill out that form, and this is an easy way for you to connect with your senator. So we hope that you will do that. Before we get into tonight's guests, I want to give a huge shout out to someone who has been instrumental in the success of our center and in the success that the SCEA has experienced over the past couple of years. And that's Colleen O'Connell. Colleen O'Connell served as our legislative affairs specialist. She also ran all of our communications, so all of our social media. She is someone that I met when I came on board at the SCEA and really supported the work we're doing here, and became not only a colleague, but a really good friend. She has done such great work. The NEA has recognized that work and is promoting her to work with the NEA communications team. So we want to, first of all, say congratulations to Colleen, to express immense gratitude for everything she's done to support the work we're doing here at the center and the work that we've done at the SCEA to build this movement to improve the lives of educators and their students. So thank you, Colleen. We wish you the best, and we know we're going to stay in constant contact with you as you move forward into that new position, and we wish you nothing but the best. We love you so, and we appreciate you. So that gets us to tonight's topic. I am thrilled as a University of South Carolina alum. It's always great when I can support cool things happening at the University of South Carolina. And I don't know if you've heard of Carolina CrED, but we're going to learn all about Carolina CrED tonight from 2 amazing people. The first is Cindy Van Buren. She's been a South Carolina educator since 1988. She's previously worked as Deputy Superintendent for the Division of School Effectiveness for the South Carolina Department of Education. She's the chair of the Department of Education at Newberry College, the director of teacher education at Winthrop University, and as a high school administrator and teacher at Rock Hill High School. Since joining the staff in the College of Education at the University of South Carolina in 2015, she's dedicated her work to building and maintaining partnerships that improve the lives of teachers, students, and schools and districts in South Carolina. And I got to know Cindy in my work when I was at Sarah. She was on our board and gave us a lot of great guidance and input. We're also going to be hearing from Elizabeth Scarborough, who serves as Carolina CrED's Director of Personalized Professional Learning within the University of South Carolina's School of Education. She's a former instructional coach with 17 years of experience in education. And throughout her career, she supported educators through learning communities to create opportunities for collaboration and innovation. She works with South Carolina learners and leaders to build a microcredential catalog, equip microcredential developers, support reviewers, and lead strategy development across CrED. I don't know if that's the right word, projects and initiatives. Likewise, she personalizes her own professional learning by collaborating with educators across South Carolina, reading, learning from the incredible educators at her son's school. So without further ado, I am going to bring on Elizabeth and Cindy. I see Elizabeth. I'm not seeing Cindy for some reason, but maybe we'll hear Cindy. So Elizabeth, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, there's Cindy.
There she is. There we are.
I'm
Welcome.
good. Yes,
Welcome.
I'm good. Thank you for having us. We are excited to be here.
It's good to see you, Cindy. I know you're down at the SCEA conference. I was talking to Elizabeth, and I'm headed down that way tomorrow morning to do some sessions, so I'm excited about that. Hope everything's going well on your end. So let's just talk about what is CarolinaCrED for those people who maybe have not heard of it. What is CarolinaCrED?
I'm wondering if she's there. She looks like she's a little frozen to me.
She might be frozen. I'll remove her from the stream for right now and see it. And if she becomes frozen, I'll bring her back on. Elizabeth, would you like me to bring up your slide deck?
I get in just let's go ahead and bring it up now. Yes. Okay. So CarolinaCrED is actually a part of the University of South Carolina's School of Education. And we're really excited to be here to just share a little bit about CarolinaCrED because there's so much more going on than just your coursework, your standard coursework. And so we always welcome the opportunity to share with educators in South Carolina just what we have to offer and all of the great things that are happening. So I think Cindy popped back out again. I'm sorry, but she was going to share with us a little bit about our mission and vision here at CarolinaCrED. And our mission is to think about our South Carolina educators and think about the skill gaps and think about any kind of alternative pathways we can provide to professional development, professional learning, and to help with that recruitment and retention problem with also using something micro-credentials called micro-credentials that we're going to share with you as we move forward. Something where it's definitely not new nationwide, but it's new to South Carolina. And we're excited to be at the head of the helm when it comes to micro-credentials. Is she there? Can you hear us, Cindy?
I'm not sure if she's hearing us.
I don't know. Okay. So we want to be, CarolinaCrED wants to be South Carolina's trusted source for personalized professional learning. We realize that a lot of things go on after an educator graduates from a traditional program, and we want to be there to support that process. And so just as kind of a quick overview of how we fit into this big matrix that is the University of South Carolina. This little part down at the bottom called CrED, that's Elizabeth. That's me. That's the part where I serve, the micro-credential part. But Cindy was going to explain a little more about the other programs that are within CarolinaCrED. Cindy, are you there now? Can you hear us? I think she's...
I don't think she can hear us.
I don't think so either.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. It took some doing, but I can now hear both of you. But we tend to freeze. So I didn't hear what you just asked me, but I'm here and I'm happy to finally be here.
Yes. Well, actually, I was just kind of starting to go over your favorite slide. And it's your favorite. So it's the perfect point for you to come in. So okay. Do you want to share your favorite slide?
Sure. And if I freeze, you take over, okay? Because we are a team. Very happy to be representing the College of Education at the University of South Carolina and Carolina CrED. I say this slide because almost everything I do in the College of Education is on this slide. And our work is really just to offer benefits to South Carolina educators. And so we talk about a number of things here, and I'll just mention a few of them so that we can dive into what we really want to talk about, which is micro-credentials. But we want all of your viewers to know that the university offers courses for certified teachers at a discounted tuition rate. So any course that you might want to take is discounted to $515 a credit hour. So that's a pretty substantial savings. So just mentioning that as an offering for individual educators. But within Carolina CrED, we flat rate contracts for $12,000. So this means any group, any school, district, entity can contract with us, and for $12,000 we'll offer any course at the university for up to 25 people. This is a 67% savings over regular tuition. So that is one thing that we've been doing for over 20 years and have not ceased to do that. We think it's really important to offer these flat rate contract courses. We also offer customized degree programs. We've got several going on right now in Lexington School District 1 and in Charleston County School District, but lots of good examples of how we will take a master's degree program and customize it what a school or a district needs. We also offer packages around the endorsements and add-on certification areas in the state. So all of that happens at a much discounted rate through Carolina CrED Core. And then two of our featured programs, we call them identity markers within the College of Education. I want to mention them briefly. The Carolina Collaborative for Alternative Preparation is the university's alternative preparation program funded by the legislature. And we are in partnership with the Center for Teaching Quality. You see their logo there situated between some of our work. They are a with us in everything that we do within Carolina CrED and specifically with Carolina CAP. So we partner with the Center for Teaching Quality and school districts. Our CAP quarterly report came out today, and we have about 140 teachers in classrooms that otherwise would not be teaching if we didn't have Carolina CAP. So Carolina CAP is removing barriers for people to enter the teaching profession. And then Carolina Teacher Induction Program, which we call TIP, is our teacher retention program. Started in 2017, and we have a higher than 90% retention rate. And by retention rate, we mean retaining teachers in South Carolina classrooms. So we're very, very proud of both of these programs and the state and for the community. We named all of our work very specifically. So I want to point out that this is not Gamecock CrED or Gamecock TIP or CAP. It's Carolina because our mission as the R1 flagship university in the state is to represent and serve the entire state of South Carolina. So when you see Carolina on any of our work, that's because we intend and take seriously the mission to represent the entire state. So lots going on this slide that we're excited about. But what Elizabeth and I really wanted to talk to you all about tonight is micro-credentials. And Elizabeth says she's a small part of it, but she's not. She is running a very big, vibrant, and exciting enterprise. So we look forward to sharing more about that with you.
Great.
Yeah. So the opportunity for micro-credentials came about because we know that we're depending on these educators to personalize their learning or personalized learning for our students. But what are we doing to engage, equip, and elevate our educators across the state of South Carolina. So we developed the most comprehensive, personalized professional learning experience in the state by leveraging these micro credentials, so that teachers can complete these micro credentials and demonstrate these competencies. So before I get into defining what a micro credential is and giving you an idea of what they aren't, by the numbers, I updated these just 45 minutes ago. We have 2,679 pursuers for micro credentials in our state, and we have 849 micro credentials that have been earned so far. So pretty remarkable. We have a lot of great things going on. A lot of different groups complete micro credentials. Our Carolina CAP candidates, our Carolina TIP teachers, and then of course district partnerships. So we're very excited about the numbers. Um, just a little bit about micro credentials and how we define them. So, a micro credential recognizes a very discrete skill of an educator as it relates to his or her practice. And it asks for very specific evidence or artifacts to demonstrate a teacher's competency of that skill. And it's always important here to remember micro. We're talking a very specific skill. It may be analyzing a teacher's classroom library. It could be developing objectives. There are all kinds of different micro credentials that we have that teachers can complete. And so some of the benefits are that they're competency based, that they are targeted to the specific skills that an educator needs, and that they're available on demand. And one of the best things I think about a micro credential is the fact that it's job embedded. It's what teachers are already doing. So they're demonstrating competencies and they're submitting artifacts based on what they're doing in their classroom. The artifact could be a small group with a video of a small group with students. It could be a lesson plan. It could be an observation form that was completed. It could be and audio. There are all kinds of different artifacts that teachers can submit to demonstrate that competency. So the job embedded is definitely the key attraction to a micro credential. They're already doing it. They're not writing a paper about it and turning it in. And then it's not one size fits all. We have a variety of different micro credentials, and teachers come to the micro credential and our catalog, look at the catalog, figure out which competency they're ready to demonstrate and complete that specific one. So it's also not seat time based, which traditional coursework is. So our MCRED menu involves a lot of different wraparound services we can provide, webinars, all kinds of different things. But the important thing that I like to note, and that I know Cindy always likes to note, is that all of our micro credentials are created for South Carolina educators by South Carolina educators. So we make sure that these micro credentials are very targeted to what our South Carolina educators need right now and what they can do to improve student learning. And so we're excited about the development. We refer to a micro credential stack when we think about any micro credentials of like topic or like subject. So we're very excited because we have 31 micro credential stacks on our platform right now. 257 micro credentials are live for use by South Carolina educators right now. And then we also have additional micro credentials on our platform with a partnership with Voorhees University and the Center for Teaching Quality. So we're excited about having these quality relationships and partnerships with other higher education institutions as well. And then we always have 50 plus in development because our developers are constantly working at creating more. So I just wanted to share a little bit about the topics we have on our platform. We have content areas like literacy, science, social studies, math, but we also have special topics like the 4.0 rubric domains, DEI. We have social emotional learning. We have coaching and mentoring, multilingual learners, personalized learning. So, and we're constantly getting feedback from districts. And so that's encouraged us to add restorative practice and some micro credentials for some paraprofessional support. So we're excited about getting those started as well. And I think about myself, being surrounded by micro credentials all the time, working with developers, working with our assessors. And we have this scale that we always present like, where are you? 1 to 5. 5, a lot about micro credentials. You're an expert on them. 1, you don't know anything about a micro credential. And I used to always think, I'm a 5. I'm a 5. I couldn't do my job if I wasn't a 5. But the more I visit with districts, the more I realize I'm a 4.8 because I know a lot about the system. And then I go to these districts and I hear people talking about micro credentials and how they can use them with their teachers, how they can provide them as incentives, how they can retain teachers with them, how they can develop teacher leaders using micro credentials. And it's just like light bulbs. It's like, wow, I would have never thought about that if I wouldn't have visited this district, listened to their school goals, listened to their district goals, and really sit back and listen to how it all comes together in their mind and how this can be a really great strategy to personalize professional learning for their educators. Cindy, was there anything I missed in all of that you can think of? We may have lost her a little bit again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. She's back.
Oh, okay. Cindy, do you think I missed anything there?
I missed a lot because I keep freezing and I can't hear everything that you say, but knowing you, I'm sure that you did not miss anything. The only thing I will add is that we built this platform for the state of South Carolina. And the reason we did that, Todd, is we looked at the national platforms, Bloomboard, Digital Promise, and of course the NEA platform, and found really good stuff on all 3 of those platforms, but decided that none of the state of South Carolina. And so we wanted to build a micro-credential platform that was in context with South Carolina educators. We started with South Carolina Teaching Standards 4.0, and Elizabeth has done a really good job showing you what all we've developed and where we're going. I also want to give a shout out to our platform designer. It's a company called Get Efficient, and they built the NEA platform and then built our platform. And we like to think that we benefited from everything they learned when they built the NEA platform. So we have a great relationship with our friends at Get Efficient who help us run all of this.
Yeah, we're, as a former Boy Scout, getting merit badges, this micro credentialing really speaks to me because it was like there's always something about getting a badge or getting something rather than just saying, hey, I went to this thing and I got a certificate. It's like, I love the idea of micro credentialing. And one of the things I love most about it is, we talk about differentiation of instruction for our young people, which is really important. And I think we've got to move past this idea that it's a one size fits all, that PD, there's like one course that everybody needs to take, and there's a specific date and time that you need to take it. Giving people these options, the options you have, the options the NEA provides to our members for free, those types of micro-credentialing, then people can kind of go through and see what's out there and decide, hey, this is where I am in my career. This is what I do. And this micro-credential is the most relevant, or the thing that really interests me most in terms of honing my craft as an educator. And I love giving teachers voice and choice in deciding what type of professional learning they need as they're moving towards like recertifying. So I appreciate that. How do you guys feel about that? Like, we can maybe move away from saying everybody's going to have to do like we did with Read to Succeed. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but like for me, it wasn't relevant where I was. But then I look at, you have 31 stack areas. We've got 175 micro-credential courses. There's going to be something in them that really piques my interest, that makes me feel like I've got a choice in it. And I think that's important for educators to feel like they have a choice in their professional learning.
Yeah, and I think anyone who has ever delivered professional learning or facilitated professional learning is guilty of standing up there and thinking, everybody needs this right now. Everybody needs what I have to share. I know I'm guilty of it. And so I think really taking a step back and looking at, okay, we are personalized learning for students. What are we doing for our professionals, and how are we giving them these opportunities to show what they know and move on to new learning? And so there was a teacher who met with us who was starting to develop micro credentials, and she made a comment about how she had learned this system for collecting like formative assessment data, like informally with their students. And she had tried it out and she felt really good about it and she had a lot of success with it. And 4 years later, there's this session at her district and she had to attend it. And it was on this particular program. And she sat for 90 minutes. Kind of like a sit and get. And I think that she said, if I would have had a micro credential, I could have just completed the micro credential, earned my badge, and like moved on to something I really needed. And I think that's what we really need to think about, as we're more innovative with the way we teach our students and the way we prepare them. But, we need to be truly innovative with the way we're preparing and retaining and giving educators this opportunity to just demonstrate what they know so that they can move on to new learning.
Right. And I love the idea of just, educators feeling a sense of relevance to what they're learning. Like, there's so many options out there, and just feeling like this is really relevant to me. This is really meaningful to me. I went to a bookstore today and being able to choose the book that I want to read rather than being told this is the book you're going to read because everybody else is reading it. Like, given a choice of, hey, there's 30 books these are all great books for an educator to read. Feeling to have that choice and that autonomy, I think, is really important. And one of the keys that in helping us retain teachers, and we're struggling with that right now. And I think part of the problem that we've had is this sense of this painting by numbers mentality, and instead of unleashing the creative and potential in teachers and the freedom and liberation that they feel when they get to choose what it is they want to learn.
Absolutely.
Cindy, did you have anything you wanted to add before we head to close out here?
Just that we're so proud of this work because every micro credential on the platform has been developed by a South Carolina educator. So we are true when we say this is developed for South Carolina leaders and learners by South Carolina leaders and learners. There's so much capacity and expertise within the state, and we're happy to showcase that within our CrED platform.
So
if anyone wants to get involved with micro credentials, we don't sell them to an individual teacher. Pull out your credit card and pay us $75. We don't do that for two reasons. One, we believe that teachers should not have to pay for this assessment of what they already know. And secondly, we want to build capacity within schools, within school districts, within the state. And so we use these micro credentials in partnership or under a contract with a school or a school district or a group so that we can spread that knowledge out and build capacity.
Great. And how can folks get in touch with you if they're interested in learning more? What would be the best way for them to do that?
Well, I had some contact information on that last slide.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely also follow us on Twitter because we are constantly updating our micro-credential stacks, coming up with new stacks, but you can always reach out to us. There's a connect with us section on CarolinaCrED.org. And then of course, at Carolina_CrED for Twitter.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing this information and for the work you're doing to support educators, learning and growth, and also that pathway that your Carolina CAP that you're providing to help us fill these vacant classrooms. You know, I think all of us are alarmed at hearing that number of over 1,400 vacant classrooms at the beginning of the school year, and we've got to. It's all hands on deck trying to figure out how we can better recruit teachers and then keep them in the profession. And one final thing is go Gamecocks. Thank you for representing the University of South Carolina. And Cindy, maybe I'll see, I'm heading to SCEA tomorrow, so maybe I'll see you there. And if not,
I'm here now and I'll be looking for you.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully we'll connect again sometime soon. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Cindy,
Thank you.
so much for your time tonight.
Thank you.
All right. So that was Elizabeth Scarborough and Cindy Van Buren of Carolina CrED. I want to thank them so much for their time tonight. A couple of things I want to reiterate. If you missed the beginning, the Senate is pushing this voucher bill through. If you'd like to voice your concerns about that to your senator, to go to the SCEA.org/S39. That's the SCEA.org/S39. You'll be able to find the entire video of this session tonight and all of the sessions that we do, all the live streams and podcasts that we do at cool.us, that's CEWL .us. I want to also preview some sessions that we have coming up. Give me just a second. We have coming up next week on Tuesday, the 24th from 7 to 8 o'clock. We got Lauren Gergash, the whole teacher movement. She's got this book that she has written that helps educators, connect with their own wellness. And we're going to talk with her about what it means to be a whole teacher. And then we have a really exciting panel, group discussion with members of the Charleston County Education Association. That's going to be next Thursday night from 7 to 8 o'clock. So we hope you'll join us next Tuesday and Thursday, 7 to 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here at the same place you're viewing this particular live stream tonight. And finally, just again, I want to thank Colleen O'Connell for all the support and her friendship that she's given. She has, if it weren't for Colleen, you probably wouldn't be seeing this tonight. She has been such a great support and will help us get this center off the ground with the amazing work that she did with social media and just and writing and the advocacy work that she's done. And we wish her the best as she moves on to the NEA. It's no surprise that the NEA saw the amazing work that she's doing and wants to bring her onto that national stage. So we wish her the best and thank her so much for everything that she's done to support our work. You can reach out to me at toddschul@gmail.com if you have any questions. I want to thank everybody who's tuning in tonight. We got Nat McGee. I think that's our Maggie McGee. Yeah, you're welcome. And then Colleen says, yes, any investment in education must be made in public schools that accept, welcome, and serve all students. Tell your senator to say no to vouchers. 100%. Unfortunately, it seems like we're going to have to keep fighting this voucher battle year after year after year. Those who want to take public funds and divert them to private schools that can do anything they want to. They can say, we don't want a special ed student here. We don't offer special ed services. They can kick students out for arbitrary reasons that they set up. They have religious tests, all kinds of ways that they can discriminate against students. And if they're not going to be held accountable the way public schools are, I don't understand why we would take public tax dollars and give them to unaccountable private entities. It doesn't make sense. Ultimately, all that will happen is they'll raise the tuition rates, because if people are getting essentially a $5,000 coupon to send their kids to private schools, and the private schools can raise their tuition, that's just law of supply and demand, and then we have the degradation of public schools, and ultimately I think that is the goal of some of these folks. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and we will see you on our next live stream next Tuesday with Lauren Gergash, 7 to 8 o'clock, and that's it for tonight. Have a great weekend, and Colleen, we love you. Bye.